Welcome to Dropping Gems Aftershow. On today's show, we have an extended interview with Bree Johnson. She's a digital marketing strategist, entrepreneur, and speaker. Her mission is to help over 1 million women in their life transformation, their money, mindset, mental health, through books, blogs, and business strategies. When we come back, we will meet Bree Johnson. We are having a giveaway. We are giving away a Roku Premiere valued at $50. You could watch live TV or do HDR streaming. Most importantly, you can catch past and present episodes of Dropping Gems. In order to win this Roku Premiere, all you have to do is tag me on Instagram at Dropping Gems with a Z and use the hashtag Meditative Moment Challenge. You could share your favorite quote, inspirational picture, or your favorite meditative pose. The winner will be selected this fall. For inquiries for sponsorship or advertising on this program, email info@KeishaChristian.com for more information.
Welcome to Dropping Gems, an academy for holistic studies. Learn how to treat seasonal allergies and year-long allergies naturally with Keisha Christian. Her courses have helped parents, teachers, naturalists, and therapists reassess the way they handle allergy symptoms. Registration to our class is now open. Reserve your spot today. You can also become a certified holistic studies practitioner with us. Be empowered with knowledge and help us in spreading the positivity with the rest of the world. Visit www.droppinggemsacademy.com or email us at info@KeishaChristian.com.
Hello, everyone, and thank you. I have to say thank you, Bree. Thank you so much for coming on today and taking time out of your schedule to come on my show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, definitely. So can you tell our audience a little more about what you do and how it actually helps shortly for those in our lives and also as business owners?
Of course. So my name is Bree, and I am a digital marketing strategist and web designer, but I am currently on a mission to help over 1 million women improve their mindset, mental health, and money through books, blogs, and business strategies. And so one of the ways that I do that is through my 10-day mindset makeover challenge and affirmation cards. This was a challenge that was birthed for me because overcoming my own depression and anxiety was kind of like the catalyst that allowed me to get to this place that I am in now in my life and in my career, where I feel so happy and free and kind of just walking in my purpose and doing things that I enjoy without feeling like I'm suffocated or just struggling emotionally.
Nice. I like how you took your pain and made it a purpose, basically.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. I don't think that at the time you would have been able to tell me that I would have been able to maneuver through it. I think that sometimes when your mental health is kind of in shambles, as mine was, you think that it'll be like that forever. And I'm glad that it wasn't like that forever, and that through affirmations and journaling and meditating and things like that, I've been able to kind of wrangle myself into a better place.
Yes, it's amazing how important meditation is. Positive self-talk, affirmations. I have to tell you, because as you know, on the show, I have a segment called Meditative Moment, and it's really important that we take time to pause and to reflect and go within. That helps greatly with mental health as well. So there's something that you mentioned. You talked about affirmation cards.
Mm-hmm.
So can you tell us a little more about that? I love that concept, by the way, affirmation cards.
Thank you. So, when I first started learning about affirmations and manifestation, I had no idea what it meant. And I really don't even think that I knew how to talk positively to myself. You hear it all the time, they're like, you're your biggest critic. And so I started thinking about the things that I wanted to change about myself, and I turned them into I am statements. So there are 10 affirmations that I say to myself every day. And I say them to myself after I visualize the life that I want to live. And then I affirm that I can have that life because of these 10 affirmations. And they are things like, I am disciplined. I do what I say I'm going to do in the time frame that I say I'm going to do it. Because one of the things I felt like I always struggled with was I would say I wanted to do something, but then I wouldn't have like the drive to do it, or I would get overwhelmed, or I would have imposter syndrome, and then I wouldn't do it. And so the affirmation cards, I typically, in the morning when I'm doing my morning routine, I'll pick an affirmation card and I will like meditate on the affirmation and invite that feeling into my spirit. So if I want to feel like I am determined, if I want to feel like I'm an exceptional wife and mom, and I, am exceptionally happy and fulfilled in every area of my life, then I'll repeat the affirmation to myself while I'm meditating.
Oh, I like that. So you actually, what you mentioned within that, you actually, I guess you could say you conjure that feeling that you want to feel. So if you are not feeling happy, you would then, going back to what you talk about mindset, you would then get in the mindset of what happiness is.
Exactly. So I think that as a person who I lead with my emotions. So when I make decisions based off of how I feel. And one of the things I've learned is that your feelings are temporary. So you don't want to allow yourself to make long-term decisions or not to do things based off of temporary emotions. So although I may not feel like I'm determined, I know that I can become determined. I know that that is something that I have within me. I just need to bring it to the forefront. And so that's why I use the affirmation cards.
Yes. And as we know, emotion is energy in motion. As I know you've heard that term before. So
Exactly.
being aware of your emotion, sitting in your emotion, and then allowing yourself to feel it and know that it's temporary.
Exactly.
That's really powerful. Some people don't actually do that. And as you said, you actually recognize that you lead with emotion. So knowing that and knowing that it's temporary, you could actually shift.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I have the power to do that because I have the power to change anything in my life that does not make me happy or serve me. So if not being determined doesn't serve me, then I have the power to conjure up determination and serve myself.
Yes, exactly. Wow. So can you tell me, how has your mental health been important to you in the success for your business?
Yeah, so in 2018, I had, I guess, like a major mental breakdown, and I kind of shut down. I was depressed. I was super anxious. And I realized it was because there were things in my life that needed to change. And so from those feelings, I packed up and I moved home because I was like, I'm unfulfilled in my career. I know what I want to do. I know that I don't want to remain in St. Louis. So I moved home. I had never been back home since I was 17. And I moved home. And because I did that, I feel like God and the universe and all the things rewarded me. And I was able to take a job in Atlanta. So I came down here, and I was a digital director for 2 years. And I found myself back in May in the same place where I felt unfulfilled and unhappy. And I realized that I was getting into another depression, but this time because I had the tools to address my feelings in a way that I didn't back in 2018. And because I knew how to acknowledge my feelings and process them and work through them, I knew how to get to the root of why I was feeling the way I was feeling, as opposed to allowing myself to sit in it. And so I came to the conclusion that one of the reasons I was unhappy was because I was working 70 hours a week in a job that I wasn't fulfilled in. And so I quit that job in the middle of a global pandemic, and I went full-time in my business. And it was the best decision that I ever made. And I would not have been able to do that had I not took the time over the last 2, almost 3 years to really get in tune with myself and my spirituality and trust myself and trust my feelings and my emotions. And I think that sometimes we don't do that, like not because we don't want to, but we don't learn how at an early age. We learn to do what needs to be done, not to do what makes us feel good or figure out what that is. And because I've been able to do that, I was able to make hard decisions that served me.
Nice. And it's so important, going back to what you said, it's like we actually grow up and we are taught, I want to say so much as to how to feel, but not allowed to feel what we feel. Because I know as a child growing up, if I wanted to cry, what's the first thing that your mom or your dad will tell you? Don't cry. Don't cry.
Suck it up. Suck it up. You the champ. You got it.
Yeah, suck it up. You know what I mean? Or if it's a boy, man up, man up. That's the first thing. We're not allowed to like feel our feelings. And I think that leads to a lot of all sorts of aggression and things like that we experience as adults. So when you actually get that, it's okay to feel the way you feel. Don't stay there because your feelings are temporary, as you mentioned before, but to feel them and to move on. It greatly helps. Yes. So I understand that you have a mindset makeover her challenge.
Yes.
Can you tell us about this challenge?
Yeah, so it's a 10-day challenge for like the ambitious millennial woman. And it's the 10 affirmations that I tell myself. And so not only do I share those affirmations with you during the challenge, but I also introduce you to visualization. I talk about why the affirmations are important and how to apply them in your life through daily emails over a 10-day period.
Oh, that's nice. So it's like it's constant reminders.
Exactly, where you affirm yourself.
Yes, I like that. So it's like a constant reminder every day. So what, you send the emails early in the morning? How do you do that?
So they send to you around 8 a.m. For the 10 days.
Oh,
so
okay.
Wake up in the morning, it's the email that you hopefully one of the first emails that you see.
Nice. But I think if anybody's doing this challenge, you probably would look for the email as a reminder.
Exactly. Because it's meant to get you started with your day. Like I believe in like creating a space for yourself at the beginning of the day. So that way you are like equipped and armored to get through the rest of the day. And that's what I want the challenge to be.
Oh, nice. And if someone wants to join the challenge, how would they go about doing that?
So they can just sign up at thebreejohnson.com. So
okay.
It's BREE Johnson.com.
Yes, and this information will be, if you're watching this on YouTube, this information will be in the description box below, and also you'll see the link to her website will be on the screen as well. So you could go check out that challenge, definitely. I think that's so important. And as far as like, what do you think mindset and mental health are? So why do you think that's so important, especially for women? I know like as women, we are nurturers, and thinking of those who are mothers, wives, we have so much on our plate, and we tend to put ourselves last a lot of times, those who have families. So why do you think that a mindset and mental health, why is that so important for us women?
Yeah, I think it's important so that way we aren't pouring from an empty cup, which is like this term that people say all the time. But the truth, right, is that we are constantly giving to other people, constantly. And so if you are not protecting your own peace by filling yourself with good things and affirming yourself and visualizing the life that you want, then you tend to let life happen to you as opposed to taking control of your life. you know, make concessions and you make compromises for things that maybe dishonor you or don't align with your values and the things that you want, because you don't take the time to figure out like how you feel about the situations that you may be in and how things affect you, because we suppress those feelings so that way we can show up for other people. But when we make our mindset and our mental health a priority, we show up for ourselves first, which then allows us to be better sisters, wives, mothers, daughters, friends.
Yeah, definitely. You can't pour from an empty cup.
Yeah.
You have
And people don't like when I say this, but the truth, right, is that everything that's in the cup is for you. The what other people get is the overflow. They get what comes out of the cup when the cup is automatically filled. But if something is in the cup, whether it's 3/4 of a way filled, halfway filled, or empty, that's for you. So you got to make sure that you're at 100% and that you are all the way filled up before you can even think about giving to anyone else, which is why like your mindset and your mental health have to be a priority.
Yes, definitely. You cannot pour from an empty cup. That's what I take from that. You
Mm-hmm.
always give from the overflow.
Yep.
Nice. Um, how did affirmations help to catapult your business? I know you talked about you decided to actually, in the middle of a pandemic, quit your job and to go full force and do your business full time. So how did that mindset, or I should, or your mindset or your affirmations actually help you with your current business right now?
Yeah, so when it was time for me to think about going full time, I remember being scared. I was anxious. I wondered, you know, if I could do it. And I started affirming myself that I could do it. And I feel like that was the preparation that it took before I could go ahead and quit my job, was that I had to make sure that in my mind, I knew that I could do anything that I wanted to do and I could create a result in my reality that I wanted and that I needed. Um, and so by affirming myself, I would tell myself, like, I'm the best digital marketing strategist and web designer. And when my entrepreneurs pay X number of dollars to work with me, and like I attract clients who need my help, do the work, and get results. And because I was saying it so much, I was showing up in ways that were different, that was allowing these things that I wanted to happen in my life to come true. And it was, I feel like, right, one of the things that people tell you when they talk about affirmations and different things is that it activates your subconscious. And I never really understood what that meant. But when I started doing the affirmations, I could see that by me saying this to myself over and over again, I was doing things that I wouldn't have done had I not been affirming myself, which was leading to the result that I wanted in my life.
Yes, it's so important. Affirmations are so important. And as we had discussed before this interview, one of the things like with me, with my affirmations that I like to do, I have them all over the house. So
Mm-hmm.
we're not just talking about just saying these things, but actually having it all over the house, having it visual, because I'm a visual person. So having
Mm-hmm.
it visually all over your house. This is like even beyond a vision board, but I have it in my bathroom. It's on my refrigerator. Like I
Mm-hmm.
can say the affirmations off the top of my head. I live in an abundant universe. All that I need, want, and or desire will come to me with great ease and little effort. You know?
Love that.
Yeah. So these are, well, that's my favorite, my favorite affirmation. But that's something that I say to myself constantly, especially when I start to feel lack.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it brings me back to center. So I'm sure that with your affirmations, they do that to you as well. They do that for you as well.
Exactly. They're kind of grounding, right? Like, I was telling my business bestie that I was feeling overwhelmed, and she was like, no, we reject overwhelm and we invite ease into our life. And it's like a small thing that you do, that you tell yourself, that changes your outlook on what's happening, which then changes your action.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it. I have sticky notes everywhere. I have them everywhere. I kid you not. You know, sometimes when I have affirmations saved in my phone, so sometimes if I feel a certain way, I'll pull up a note and I'll read the affirmation to myself. I have them on the screensaver of my phone. I have them everywhere because I feel like I constantly need to be affirming myself.
Yeah, definitely. I'm with you with that. There's sometimes where I feel a certain way, but I need to go back to center, as I would say, and remind myself of the affirmations, because I have them everywhere. Because I need it. I need it just like you. I need it. Because there are times where we feel like why am I doing this? Or you might feel defeated, or as you mentioned with your bestie, feeling overwhelmed. And I actually like that. I don't invite. I don't invite.
I reject overwhelm. I invite ease.
I reject overwhelm. I invite ease. So that's, you know what, that's going to be a new one for me when I do feel overwhelmed, because sometimes it happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have a business, we feel that way. So that's a great reminder. And we could apply that, anyone could apply that in their life, whether they're have a business or not. It could be their children. Having your children may make you feel overwhelmed, and that's something that you could take you could take time, take a breath, and say, you could say that. I invite ease into my life. I reject being overwhelmed.
Exactly. And I swear, I don't know why it works, but it does.
Yes, I'm going to try that. Next time I feel overwhelmed, I'm going to try that. So as I understand, you have, and I love this, guys, she has Affirmation Candleline, which I think is so cool. I love that. And it's coming soon. So can you tell us more about this Affirmation Candleline that you have?
Yes, so it's called Scent O Mental. So Scents for your mental. It's a soy-based candle company, but we will be expanding the product line. But all of the candles are made with essential oils that are used to activate different emotions and feelings within you, and they're named after affirmations. So the two that will be releasing on October 1st are Wealth Magnet and Abundant Life. And they come with wallet-sized affirmation cards that you can repeat when you're smelling the candle. And I created it because smells were a big part of my mental health journey, between sage and Palo Santo and the 101,000 candles that I purchased. And I realized that some days I needed the smell of something to get me to a place where I could say my affirmations and believe them. I remember I used to put little roll-ons of peppermint or eucalyptus on my wrist, and I would smell them when I was feeling frustrated or anxious. And so I wanted to create something like that to honor myself, but also for other people who are, mental health is not a destination. It's more of a journey. And as you're navigating that journey, there are different tools and things that you can do, and even everyday tools and things that you can do and implement to help you navigate that journey.
Yes, that is so true. And I going back to something you said in there, we say honoring your temple. We honor our temple, we honor ourselves. Even talking about you have to be, in order to serve your family, whomever you're in, any business you're in, you need to be at 100%. So going back and remembering yourself first. So this is all about self-care. And I can even picture these candles using during meditation, being that they're scented. And scents really help to heighten the mood and to relax and calm. So that is so important. And I love how you put that together with the affirmations. That's beautiful.
Thank you. I'm very excited. I think it's my love project. It has nothing to do with digital marketing, which is all that I do. But I don't know. It's like the one thing that I felt like I could contribute to the world that was just mine. Only mine. So I'm excited. I think it'll help a lot of people. And I think it's a good way to start your ritual. You have a grounding act, which for me was important. Because when you talk about how you build habits and things like that, you have to have a starting act. And for me, it was always burning a candle. And so then once you do that, then you know that the next thing for you to do is to say your affirmation. And then you are able to build your habits and your routines that help you fix your mental health.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely you starting that ritual. So once it just becomes like a norm for you.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. I love that. Well, Bree, I have to say thank you so much for coming on the show today. I really appreciate you. I appreciate what you have shared with my audience today and the importance of affirmations and making sure you take care of self first before you could take care of anyone else, which is beautiful.
Exactly. Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed our talk today.
Yeah. And do you have any lasting words that you want to leave with my audience today?
Yeah, I would say that before you can serve anyone else, you have to serve yourself and honor yourself. And I think that that can look differently for anyone. So your affirmations may not look like mine, your morning ritual may not look like mine, but figure out what it is that you need to do to get yourself to a place of ease and to peace and of comfort, so that way you can take control of your life and enjoy it. And as you're navigating that journey, don't compare yourself to anyone else. And always, reach out to people, like talk about how you feel and what you need, and let others support you.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. You do need to reach out. I definitely agree with that sentiment. Well, Bree, thank you so much for coming
Thank
in
you.
today. You are appreciated. Peace and
Thank
blessings.
you so much.
Thank you so much, Bree, for coming on the show today and sharing your expertise with us. And I would like to thank you, my viewing audience, for watching this episode of Dropping Gems After Show. Holistic health and much abundance to you. Peace and blessings. See you next week.